Hey everybody, good evening. Sorry I missed the live earlier today. Just wanted to touch base on a couple of things and then I got to get back to work here. But it was a beautiful day. I've been up on a roof a couple of days here. Andy and I working over in South Buffalo for Rob. So thank you very much, Rob, for the job. Appreciate it. Working on my tan, getting some rays up on the roof. Got to get Andy to wear some pants tomorrow so that he doesn't burn his knees. Stephanie, make sure he wears some pants tomorrow so he doesn't have an excuse to not get up there on that roof. Just wanted to say a few things about these masks. You're seeing the huge push right now for the masks. And here's the reason you're seeing the push for the masks, guys. Everybody's pressuring President Trump, wear the masks, wear the masks, wear the masks. Would you wear a mask? Would you wear a mask? Everybody should wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, you're going to hurt somebody. You're protecting grandma. Now it's, what is it? It's a symbol of freedom to wear a mask. You can't make this stuff up. The propaganda is in full force. All you have to do is take a look at Nazi Germany, Stalin Russia, China. You take a look at all of these different countries that have utilized these same exact propaganda techniques. So why is everybody pushing the masks? Why are everybody pushing the masks all over the country when they didn't? When before, Fauci was against it, WHO against it, CDC against it, Surgeon General Jerome Adams, OSHA, everybody against the masks. If you're healthy, don't wear a mask. If you're at risk, stay home. Reason is they want to program, indoctrinate, weaken, and put people into fear, into a state of fear. Because when they get that victory, when they can force masks on everybody, then they can force vaccinations on everybody. That's why the masks are so critically important to these people. If they get that win, which they are getting that win because people are complying with the masks at every level, because they don't want to deal with it. They, like me, getting arrested. And I just wanted to say, I went over to Key Liquors, which is on, it's on Dingens. It's over in right off of Clinton there, Value Plaza. Went over there. I walked in. I stopped. I said, "Hey, you guys, I don't have a mask, so am I able to shop?" Guys like, "Yeah, come on. What are you talking about?" So Key Liquors. Don't go to Wine Cellar at George Urban and Union in Cheektowaga. If you got to go, there's one right around the corner, Key Liquors. Those guys were cool as hell. So, walked in, no issue. So a lot of other places. I've been going everywhere. They're not going to scare me into wearing a mask. I'm not going to, it's not a symbol of freedom or something where I'm going to protect grandma and grandpa. That's the big case being made for this again, right? Well, you must want grandma and grandpa to die. No, that's not it. If grandma and grandpa want to stay safe, they should stay home. Because in reality, the masks, I posted it on my page the other day, the only way a mask works to protect you, if you wear a full Tyvek suit, you wear full Tyvek booties, everything is sealed, you wear a respirator, you go out, you do what you got to do for a limited period of time, because if you do it for any more than that, I forget the time limit is on that, but you can't do that for a long duration. You have to stop, hour, when you're done, come home, dispose of everything, take everything off, dispose of everything properly, get rid of it, hazmat. You can then enter into your home, and then you got to sterilize yourself, and then sterilize anything else that you've touched. That's the only way a mask works. That's it. There's no other way that a mask is going to prevent you. The droplets, right? That's the big thing. The sneezing and the droplets. That's the big thing. This is why they're pushing the masks, guys. Vaccinations. They want to program everybody and indoctrinate everybody so it's that much easier to get those vaccines, those forced vaccinations. Now Trump is even talking about the vaccinations. Not talking about forced vaccinations, but he's talking about the vaccinations. COVID, for years, decades, everybody said, cannot have a vaccine for it. There's no vaccination for it. They can't do it. Now all of a sudden, magically, mysteriously, they can do the vaccinations. So stay vigilant, guys. Stay really vigilant with the masks. Don't wear them. You're not protecting anybody else. All you're doing is eroding our freedoms. All you're doing is showing them that you're a muzzled dog. All you're showing them, what masks represent, are slavery. It represents silencing people. It represents keeping people quiet and stopping them from saying anything, fighting, or standing up. That's what the mask represents. They get that win, and that means it's that much easier to get that vaccination, guys. That's a reality. So, I want to talk about Sweden. Did a little bit of follow-up and research on Sweden here. And it is hilarious. You can't find it anywhere on Google. Forget about finding the research on Google. So if you don't know what Sweden did, Sweden decided, along with dozens of other countries across the world, Slovenia notably being another one, they decided at the very beginning to do something extremely dangerous and extremely rogue, They decided to do what they've always done for the 24 other pandemics that hit the world in the 20th century, from 1900 to 2020. They did the same exact thing that everybody else has done for every other pandemic, quote unquote pandemic. They decided to get herd immunity. 3 weeks had the antibodies, developed it. No high surge, no demand on everything, because COVID was not deadly for 99% of the population. Not even a concern. Mild symptoms, this, that, and everything else. And to the remaining 1%, it still wasn't deadly. The percentage across this country is like 0.0002 or 0.0004, something like that. Extremely low. Lower than like 40 other viruses that are out there or have been out there right now. So Sweden knew that. And their health minister, he made a decision with their president, along with dozens of other countries, against the global elites, against the New World Order, against WHO, against everybody. They said, there's nothing here. We're going to just operate the same way. So here's how CTV had a news report on it. That's the only one that I could find. Everything else is just slamming Sweden for doing what they did. Well, here's the result. Sweden has about 10.3 million people in their country. So a little more than half of what New York has. A little more than half the population. About the same population density. They have cities and they have rural areas and they have suburban areas. They had 4,500 people die. 4,500 people died from it. 9 out of 10 of those 4,500 people were elderly. That means that about 4,000 people died. Unfortunately, they were elderly. You had about 500 people that died that weren't elderly. And they had other symptoms, just like we knew. You can look this up for yourself. So how CTV, they present it, they go, oh my God, Sweden had 43 out of 100,000 people dying. How could they do that? Well, Canada, what are your numbers? Oh, we're 20 per 100,000. Oh, 20 per 100,000. How many people total died in your country? And how long have you been locked down? How many people committed suicide? How many people are struggling from mental illness? How many people can't travel and see their families? So you saved however many people, and 2,000's a lot of people. I'm not going to say it's not a lot of people, but let's take a look at facts. Pneumonia, the flu, they kill the same number of people. And for a fact, we know that everything was being categorized and classified as COVID death, even if you were symptomatic, even if you tested positive. We know that. So they package it up with Sweden. So dangerous. And their health minister killed so many people. But you had 20 per 100,000, and you probably didn't, whatever they did, however they kept their numbers that low. And Sweden had 43 per 100,000, 4,500 deaths total. 4,000 people died. How many people died here in New York State and elderly? Do we know? Oh yeah, we know. It's over 10,000. They keep saying 5,000 like that's a magic number, but it was well over, the numbers we're reporting is well over 10,000 for a long time. And I'm sure those numbers are even higher. But now that Cuomo is threatened with lawsuit and murder charges because of the way he handled everything, but how do Now they rein it back in. They want to rein back in the numbers, right? Now it doesn't. Now they don't want to keep showing. Oh well, let's keep everybody afraid. Let's keep making those numbers, increasing them. Oh whoa. Wait, you're talking murder charges? Let's rethink this. Let's recalculate how we're going to handle this. So this is what they do. They're always re-engineering the approach. Sweden never did. Guess what? Sweden for the past 3 months, done. No masks. Look it up. Slovenia. No masks. They're done. Herd immunity is reached. Antibodies are reached. They've done it. They did it the right way. So why isn't that the story? Why aren't all the news media outlets out there saying Sweden and Slovenia and all these African countries and these South American countries that never shut down reached herd immunity? No new COVID spike, mysterious COVID spike. Yeah, real mysterious. They were calling for a second COVID spike back in March when the whole thing came on so they could extend this out, right? Nothing. Sweet. If you're from Sweden, man, you're loving life. You're out there, you're partying, and you're dancing, you're going out to eat, and you got no mask on, and you never had to lose your job. Never had to lose your job. And it's not just Sweden, it's dozens of other countries that it happened to. Never lost your job. Grandma and grandpa never had to die. Your parents never had to stay home and be terrified at home. You never had to worry about food shortages and everything shutting down and food prices going up. You didn't have to worry about that. You know why? Because Sweden's got their shit together. And so do dozens of other countries. And they're not trying to victimize us. And they're not trying to prey on us. Look it up, guys. Here's the thing. The next time anybody wants to tell you to wear a mask, have a conversation with them about Sweden. Have a conversation with them about Slovenia. Have a conversation with them about England, because England doesn't even have any COVID cases anymore. Well, they might now, because now the rhetoric and the narrative globally has been, there's a spike, a magical, mysterious spike. Sweden didn't have it. They reached herd immunity. Naturally, the way you're supposed to. No vaccinations. Let me qualify that. No vaccinations in Sweden. No vaccinations in Slovenia. So guess what? You know why? I know why Sweden is so well off. They got to be superhumans, right? They're superhumans in Sweden. That's what they're doing. We knew they made really hot swimsuit models for Coors Light commercials, right? Who knew they made humans that were superhuman and utterly resistant to vaccinate, or utterly resistant to viruses? Props to those guys. Oh wait, shit, Slovenia, same thing. Same exact thing in Slovenia. Oh shit. Well, there must be a lot of people from Sweden. There must be a really big gene pool from Sweden over in Slovenia too, right? And Africa and South America. No, guys. Humanity, that's the consistent with this thing. Humanity is what it is. The human machine and medicine, as it pertains to the human body, we don't change. We haven't magically changed. We didn't magically change overnight. That didn't happen. We're still the same human beings. Sweden proves it. The virus. Viruses are the same. They want to call it a super virus, right? Label it that super virus. And there are some viruses that are bad. There are some viruses out there that are really bad. COVID is not one of them. It's not. Slovenia, Sweden, so many other countries in Africa, so many other countries in Asia, in North Korea or South Korea, whatever they were, that they didn't shut down. There's dozens of cases, but go to look it up on Google, guys. Go to look it up on Google. You will not find it. You won't find it. You'll see, or YouTube, you just won't find any stories about these. You can't even find which countries didn't lock down during this whole thing. So humanity hasn't changed. Viruses haven't changed. But guess what? They wanted to change the narrative. Why did they want to change the narrative? They wanted to change the narrative because they want control. And we've seen what they want control over. They want control over every single one of us. They want control of our minds. They want control of our lives. They want control of our bodies. They want control over what we can put in there. Now, Sweden, you can bet your ass that the globalists, they're not going to stand for them or the dozens of other countries that stood up and said, hey, we're not going to buy into this. They're not going to stand for that. So guess what? I will almost guarantee you that Sweden and these other countries will have some type of uprising that they get within their community. And then they get the prime minister or the president of Sweden, whoever it is, out of office, and a new health minister who is completely allegiant and will be completely allegiant to WHO, and will then the next time, magically, every 4 years, look up when pandemics happen. About every 4 years on a rotation, pretty consistent. This last cycle was a little bit longer. I think H1N1 was the last one. So it was during Obama's administration. Couldn't believe we didn't have one for the 2016 election. But that's it, guys. Humanity is the same. Our systems haven't changed. They would call the virus sneaky. It was a sneaky virus. Sneaky? What the hell does that mean? Sneaky. No, that's not the facts. Evolving evidence. No, that's not the facts. What are the facts are the way that we have handled medically and societally for hundreds of years pandemics that come down the pike. That's the science. That's the medicine. That's the humanity. That's the history. Those are the resources that you use to figure out how you handle something like this. So what happened with this whole situation? Everybody decided to reinvent the wheel, didn't they? Right from the very beginning, they decided to reinvent the wheel. We're going to have social distancing, and we're going to lock everything down. For the first time ever in history, we're going to lock everything down. For how long? Well, for 10 days. Oh, well, now it's 4 months. Oh, wait, we got another spike? More lockdowns coming? Bet your ass there's going to be more lockdowns coming. But wait, Sweden's over here. These guys are over here. They're done with COVID. Like, they don't even have any new cases. They don't have any new deaths at all. Why didn't we do that? Oh, well, Sweden's a different, that doesn't count. Slovenia, that doesn't count. All those countries in Africa, they don't count. Well, why don't they count? Well, it's a different set of circumstances. Why are those circumstances differences? Well, it's too complicated. I can't get into it. How many times have you had those conversations when people say that stuff? Call them out. Why do I have to wear a mask? How is me wearing a mask protecting somebody else? How is me getting vaccinated protecting somebody else? How is a lockdown protecting me exactly? But I'm losing my job. But I got to do that. Oh, it's for society. It's for freedom. Oh, the mask is a symbol of freedom. Okay, I got it. Guys, like so many doctors, thousands and thousands of doctors that are out there losing their minds. Tens of thousands of medical professionals that are out there losing their minds. They called it out from the very beginning, the biggest fraud ever perpetrated on the world, on our country. Sweden is proof of it. Don't believe me? Look it up. But guess what? They're going to put it in that box that says, they had way more deaths than Norway. They had way more deaths than Finland. They didn't. Norway and Finland shut down. And the death rates were about the same. Sweden said, no, we're not shutting down. We're going to do it. But now what's Norway and Finland doing? They're saying, hey, you guys get to visit between each other, Norway and Finland, but we're going to exclude Sweden. That makes a lot of sense. Sweden reached herd immunity a long time ago, 3 months ago, but you're not going to let them travel because they weren't in the club, They didn't wear their pretty pants that day, or whatever pants they were supposed to wear. They bring their badge in that day, Sweden said, F you guys, we're going to do it my way, and they won. Exactly what should have happened here in the U.S. The exact same thing that should have happened here in the U.S. It's being prolonged. You take a look, and I just saw the other day, the curve. The curve that they were talking about bending the trend. Well, guess what? Social distancing, masks, lockdown, everything that you did that you said was going to bend the trend never bent the trend. The graph is exactly the same that you said you were trying to prevent it to be. You had big spike. Only difference is that with the lockdown, if you didn't have the lockdown, your spike would have been this and then come down. But instead, your spike was this and then it came down. Oh shit, guess what? Your theories were wrong again. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys. I didn't get on this morning, so thank you for listening, everybody. Enjoy your evening. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully you guys getting out for some bike rides, getting out for some walks, go swimming, go to the beach if they're open. I don't know. I don't know if they're open or not anymore. But they're probably peeing and pooping in the water, so who wants to go in it anyways? But I'm going to talk about this some more. I'm going to keep pounding home Sweden. I'm going to keep pounding home Slovenia. And I'm going to do my research to find out exactly how many countries never shut down so that I can report this. I know there were states in our country that never shut down. Oh, and then now they're going after those states too. What? We didn't have any cases. Why would we lock down? Like in this state, in Erie County, how many cases do we have? The number's so low. How many deaths do we have? Even lower. All over the state, so many counties had no cases. Dozens of counties, however many counties we had, but there were like 5 or 6 counties up in northern New York, not one single case. Not one single case of COVID. Nothing. And still, now the nurses have gone back to work, and they're like, I don't have a single... Because the curve that you had, there's nobody getting sick. It means everybody reached herd immunity in New York. It means everybody's got the antibodies. But guess what? They're going to start lying with the faulty CDC testing. Again, that the New York Times reported on was faulty, that several mainstream media sources reported that the testing was faulty, that Nigeria went out and proved that it was faulty, that several nurses in this country sent clean test kits back and they came back testing positive. But nobody wants to talk about that. And here, one last thing that I'm going to talk about here. The lies. Like there is one lie after another, all been refuted. Everything that these people maintained, these conspiracy theorists, these frauds, is what they are. Everybody who buys into it and pushes it, they're frauds. Everybody. That goes to our friends and our families too, because they're not educating themselves. So I lost my train of thought. But anyways, I'll remember it and I'll figure it out again. But, it's just that, the lies. That's what it is. The lies. One lie after another. And you could show these people, here's the lie, here's the lie, here's the lie. This person said this. Let's watch this. Hey, the sky is blue, and if you go outside, you're going to die today, so don't go outside. Tomorrow, next day. Oh, the sky is no longer blue. It's not blue anymore. You're okay. You're going to be okay. You're not going to die. Literally what they did and how they contradicted themselves. Over and over and over and over again. But the people who are the shamers, right? You got to wear a mask. Or you got to stay home. You're going to put people at risk. Those people that don't do any of their own investigations, you say, that's what I'm going to finish up on this thought. The same ones that are applauding Cuomo for doing his job, who killed the most people in the country by far with his policies, the same ones that are applauding that refuse to see the lies. They praise Cuomo. Hey, you killed 30,000 people. Yes, you're a savior. We know you killed more people than everybody else in the U.S. You're a savior. Sweden. Oh, wait, you killed how many people? Wait, you have 10 million people? Oh my God, that's horrific. You killed 4,500 people out of 10 million? Oh, wait, how many people did New York kill? Oh, I don't know what the number is, guys. I really don't. And they're all fake anyways, the numbers. But if it's 20 or 30,000, crushed the numbers that Sweden killed. Crushed the numbers that Sweden, not killed, but that died. Cuomo killed people here in our country. Sweden had people die. That's the difference. And I would love to see Sweden's numbers, because I would love to see if the health community said, hey, we're going to put people on ventilators if they get this, and then they're going to die. Rather than putting on quinine or vitamin D or vitamin C or vitamin A or any of the other proven techniques, hydroxychloroquine that was working effectively. I would love to see those facts before I take a look at a 4,500 number. 4,500 number is still pretty damn good compared to New York. But New York, we praise. Sweden, bad. Well, wait, Sweden's number is way lower than what New York's are. So, by a percentage, they're way, like, not even close. You know? They're horrible, those people in Sweden. Oh, why? Oh, but they're for freedom. Oh, okay. I got it. So, it's just driving me crazy today. Been thinking about it the whole time. So anytime anybody mentions we have to have prolonged lockdowns or masks or anything, just say, hey, why don't you go look up Sweden? Why don't you go look up Slovenia? And those are the two countries that I know notably. I think South Korea is in there. Pretty sure Japan is in there as well. And no masks. They're done. Been done for months, guys. We're being played, like I've said the entire time. But why are we being played? The evidence is coming out now. And with the masks, we're being played for the vaccinations. Those mandatory vaccinations that we all say we're not going to get. They're going to figure out how to do it. You know, they are going to figure out how to do it. Well, Pete, how do we stop this? Do everything that you can to fight it individually, collectively, together, you know. You see me on my page, I haven't been able to get to everybody through Messenger. I have been trying. But, you know, join Constitutional Coalition, join Tea Party, join Restore Constitutional Freedom to New York. You know, put people together that you know, that think the same. Just have a small group chat, you know, or do a Zoom meeting, you know. Find people that think like you, that think like us, and get them together. And then we start building and building and building and building. There's been a lot of people fighting this whole time, you know. And, you know, I praise those people that have been. But those are the things that you can do, guys, you know. It's tough to fight. It really is, you know. But don't be complacent. That's the biggest thing, because we're seeing it. We're seeing the lockdowns coming back. That means that there's a very strong and real possibility that these lockdowns are coming back to New York in September and in October. Have a good night, guys. I'm out. I'll see you later. Got to get to my other job. Good night. Love you guys.